Hey everybody, back with another playthrough going through a new series of games that I hadn't checked out ever in my life, even though I'm a fan of the license. As you can already see from the box shot, this is going to be the Da Vinci Code Helix, which was I can't say it was the first game because the Da Vinci Code, for those who don't know, is a big book from like 2003 or something and movie from 2006. It was a big thing for a time. People were either really into it or really hated it because the whole story of the Da Vinci Code is, and it's a novel, it's a completely fictional work. It is not a history book for those who think they can. They can believe that about the Da Vinci Code. It is not a history book. It is a fictional novel in which a character named Robert Langdon teams up with a cryptographer named Sophie Nouveau, and they basically travel through France and England trying to figure out why people are murdering secret society members to like cover up the secret of what turns out to be like the lineage of like Jesus Christ. So the whole secret in the code is about how Jesus Christ had a like real flesh and blood family and kids, and the secret is like the church is trying to tamp that down and keep that secret from getting out, right? Because the whole idea with Christianity is Christ is like this holy figure who doesn't have a like blood family, like, because that would make him a real man, a real person, and we can't have that. So anyway, that's what the Da Vinci Code is, and they made a big deal out of it, and then the movie blew up, and it was a whole thing for a while. And surprisingly or unsurprisingly, I don't know, but they made video games out of it, multiple video games, all right, not just one. There was the one big one from a developer called The Collective, just called the Da Vinci Code. That was on console and PC, and I'll check that out later. What we're checking out, at least for the first four games out of five based on the Da Vinci Code, there were five games I'm playing, and then four of them were just mobile games, like puzzle games, adventure games, etc. This first one, Helix, is a puzzle game. And it's going to be a game that I will not be playing it live. I'm playing it here. You can see here when I make it pop up. Beep. That's Blaze. That's the publisher of this game. But it's going to be it's a playthrough I've recorded. I played through all the games, but it's also a game that's hard to play live. At least play it well, right? If you want to watch me fail for several hours at trying to complete these levels, I suppose I'd be better at it now because I played it through it once. But it would still be like a lot of repeated failure and messing up. So what I'm going to be doing for this commentary is just watching the playthrough in which I took the successful completions of each level and chopped it together into a full playthrough. As such, because I'm not going to be failing, it's pretty short. It's a puzzle game that, like a lot of these puzzle games for mobile, it works well in short sessions, right? So if you're on a train, if you're on in the backseat of a car or something with your dad's phone back in 2006, it plays well in terms of playing a few levels and then taking a break, knocking stuff over, and then coming back the next day. These puzzle games work well in that context. I tried to muscle through it, like just play the whole game in big sessions, and it didn't work. It turned out I still needed to break up my game sessions into multiple ones, and it still took me several days because some of these levels are hard, quite tough. Here, let me just start this playback here so you can start checking out what it's about. So yeah, publisher Blaze, developer Sandcastle Games. And it's from Columbia Pictures. They hold the rights to like the movie. And yeah, look, here's the main menu and all this stuff. So, and yeah, there's like instructions. Here's like a little rundown of like what you're meant to do. Basically, this game is what is called a bubble shooter. It's a type of, I guess you could call a puzzle game that was popular at the time. I know it well because one of the more popular bubble shooters or games in the bubble shooter genre was a game called Zuma. And I specifically owned a game called Zuma Deluxe for Xbox 360, which I still own on my Xbox 360, and I still play every once in a while, and I never complete it. It's a game of like it's showing you here. It's a game of shooting these like I guess what you call bubbles at these rows of bubbles, and it's basically a match three. Like think of a Tetris, think of I don't know, Candy Crush or something. Now, it's a game where you're trying to match up shapes of the same color with other shapes of that color to complete like a row and clear them out of the field and get points for that. And that's basically what this game's going to be. Here we're going through the credits because it's always nice to acknowledge like people made this, right? Human beings over a decade ago, 15 years ago, got together and they made this game. And hey, the interesting part of these mobile games is they still decided they should have a story. This first game is what I guess you can call a prequel, right? It's based on the Da Vinci Code license, but the story of the game is that you're an applicant trying to join the Priory of Sion. That's the secret society that kind of holds the secret of, the life of Jesus Christ. And they keep the secret. And here you're trying to join that organization by solving a lot of fun puzzles, or frustrating puzzles. And here you can see the gameplay. The difference between like games like Zuma, I think there were a lot of bubble shooter games, but Zuma's the one I know. And in Zuma, the control is based in the center. So you control this like stone frog, but basically there's a circle in the middle. You can rotate it around and shoot the bubbles out from the center at different angles. So that's a big difference here, is that you're located at the bottom of the screen. You're shooting straight upward. There you see the first of the bonuses in the game. That was the fast shooter bonus, which just means you can shoot up the bubbles super fast. Let's see what that bonus... Oh, look at that. I missed that bonus completely. So not helpful. Past me. So the main thing here is this row of bubbles is moving toward a goal at the end. If they reach that pit of doom, that's basically what it is, then you lose. You lose a life. This is a life. The gameplay is based on a life system, so you have a number of lives and you can lose them. So if you allow the bubbles to reach the end without clearing them out, you lose a life and have to start all over again in the level. So your goal is basically to just make sure you keep the bubbles as far away from the end of this like track as possible. Pick it up. Oh, fast shooter again. Yeah, the fast shooter bonus. It's okay. Like, it's really helpful because it means you can instantly place the bubbles versus having to wait for them to travel up the screen. So I guess it's good in some contexts. Like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not as useful as it could be. So this is level 1. You can see here I cleared it out pretty quickly. Not too tough. There you go, level complete. Yeah, you get a little end of level kind of rundown of how you did. And yeah, this is a cool little bit. This is a little map. I like maps. I always like seeing a map that indicates progress of like across a physical space or geographical space. So here you're starting in like locations in Paris, and you're kind of making your way up toward England later on, which is what happens in the story of the movie. They start off in Paris, then they go to like the outskirts of Paris, and then they go to London, and they go beyond that. But at least in this game, that's kind of where the story ends in London. So you can see here also they come in waves, right? So, ooh, fireball. I forgot what that does. Let's see. Oh, it's just a big explosion. But yeah, the bubbles come in waves. So you get wave 1, and you kind of have some time to clear out that wave before the next wave comes through. And as you might expect, down the line, the waves get quick, faster, the tracks get more complicated, and it just kind of draws out the whole thing, as one would hope, right? Because like I mentioned early on, it is a pretty challenging game to try to, at least the later levels get really tough. Another trick that I didn't pick up on until later in my playthrough was you want to be really on top of clearing out the bubbles as early as possible. So as soon as the wave's going to kick off, you want to be on that left side of the screen and just start just jamming in those bubbles immediately. Like any place you can line up the two colors together, you want to do it. But yeah, this one's not too tough. You can see that the bonuses that you accrue, which I believe you get bonuses by clearing out bubbles quickly. So if you clear out, a bunch of sets of bubbles in succession very, very quickly, then you get some bonuses. But you can see that they pile up there at the bottom, and I think, oh man, I was gonna say I think you get an extra life. I can't say for certain, but you get something nice if you collect like a set of 5 bonuses toward the bottom there. Pretty slow going with the bonuses here early on, though. I'm not getting too many. Later on, it's moving so quickly that you just get the bonuses super fast if you're moving, because you have to move quickly to keep up with Like here, I'm letting it get pretty close to the end. That's not great. Oh, get that pyramid. Ooh, the lightning. That was a waste of the lightning. Because as you can see what the lightning does... Oh, hold on. What is this? Stop. Stop is easy. It just pauses all the movement for a while. But the lightning, it moves vertically and clears out everything immediately above it. So what you want to... So the lightning, for example, here should have been used toward that left side of the screen where you get like a big column, kind of of bubbles moving vertically. So again, over time, over a full playthrough, you kind of pick up these tips and tricks as you go along. But like I said, I was afraid that I would, if I tried to do a live playthrough, I would just be failing a whole lot. So I decided, nah, we'll do this for pre-record. It'll be fun. Oh, see? Look how... And that's the other thing, too. Sometimes you have a cup... You can see there, too, you can swap between two bubbles that you have active at a time. But the problem is sometimes they don't give you the... In fact, no. The coding of this game will specifically hold back certain colors. They'll look at what's on the field, and they'll look at what's closest to the end of the track, and that'll determine the colors you're getting. And sometimes they'll just hot swap the bubbles, the colors immediately, like as you have them assigned. Like, and you'll see as we go, it can be a bit annoying. Like there's some arbitrary gameplay design here that just made it a bit more frustrating than it needed to be. Oh, that's close. You saw how it was right on the edge there? Yeah. These are the moments when you're panicking, you're making decisions that are like under duress. Ooh, reverse. Reverse is good. You kind of sends things backward, but yeah, once those bubbles are at the end of the track, it just gets very stressful. You're just panicking and you're shooting bubbles. Sometimes to get rid of bubbles that you don't need, you just go to off to the left. And you just shoot them up into nowhere, just to keep cycling through until you get the color you need. See here, that red should have been shot up earlier, just to get rid of it sooner. And then yeah, when you're about to get to the end, you see the portal wild ball. What does the wild ball do? Oh, wild ball is just I guess it could be any one of the bonuses. Oh, are we gonna fail this one? Oh, there you go. I must have left this in the video just to demonstrate what happens when you do fail. So in that case, I allowed the bubbles to get to the portal, and it oh, what is that one? Fast shooter. Oh look, I did clear a whole set of 5. What did I get for that? It's not certain. Yeah, that's going to be the weird part of having edited together, stitched together a bunch of successful level runs, is the scoring's not going to align, right? Because your score would not reset if you lost 1 life. You'd retain the score and keep going, but because I stitched together some pieces of a longer playthrough, the scoring is going to kind of jump around a little weirdly. So, although I think at some point in this, I do show that I got the top spot on the scoreboard, so we'll get to that later. I am surprised, I haven't checked, but I'm surprised that they managed to design the many variants of the tracks they needed to fill out all the number of levels, which, how many levels is it? It's a fair number. It's definitely upwards of 30 to 40, maybe 50. But I can see here on my playback, we're already really far along in this playthrough. How far is it? Oh, it's over an hour. So a little heads up for you if you're watching. I mean, if you're watching, you can probably just see the overall length anyway. Ooh, chalice. What does that do? It's the wild ball. So I guess that was the fireball? Wild ball turned into fireball. Like there, I shot toward the back of that line. I really should be focusing on the front. There goes the yellows. Another thing to note is the progress bar at the top left. That indicates how many balls were made. You can see that the yellow bar is full. So we're at the end here. This is like the final set of balls here. Balls, bubbles, balls, marbles. I always thought of them as marbles. When I played Zuma Deluxe on Xbox 360, to me they just look like marbles, but any number of things. The genre, for whatever reason, is called bubble shooter. I didn't look up too many games in that genre. The only ones I've really heard about are, like I said, Zuma. Zuma was a big one, and a game called Luxor. Have you played? I don't know. I never played Luxor. But like I said, the only version of this game I ever played was that Xbox 360 one. I don't know why. I'm not a big puzzle game person. Like, I'm not super into like Tetris and that kind of stuff. That was one of the more interesting or cool things about this game, is that they did add a story. And I understand sometimes it just kind of feels shoehorned. Like, this game doesn't need a story, right? It's just a puzzle game, a linear level-based puzzle game. But I don't know. I guess I appreciate the attempt. Like, give us some narrative. For me, you know, narrative does help me kind of move along with the video game, so I appreciated that they added that in this game. They did attempt to do it, because I mean, yeah, otherwise, how would you leverage the Da Vinci Code license in this game? Just slap the logo on, and for example, there on the box, you can see that there's a cryptex, which is an important item in the story, has no bearing on what happens in this particular video game. Like, the cryptex just plays no role whatsoever. But there it is on the box, or on the title screen. What else do we have? Oh yeah, look at that. Fleur-de-lis is one of the items. Wait, is that a fleur-de-lis that we get from? You see that fifth icon, the blue icon? I forget if that's a fleur-de-lis or what. But that's what that little art bit on my video is there. It's the fleur-de-lis. It's, again, an item that plays a big role. Oh, it's not. It's a pentagram. Which, as the French detective in the story says, devil worship. And then Langdon corrects him that it's not devil worship. Apparently, it's well, Langdon again, this fictional story has his own explanation for it. As far as I can tell, the fleur-de-lis is just an old-timey logo for like the French monarchy or something, or the French monarchy took it and used it as their own, something like that. A lot of the tracks have that design there, like the cross. The cross is a big thing. Oh, we're at level 2. So we reached the Swiss bank. That's another location in the story. It's just like what do you call those? Well, a Swiss bank. It's a bank known for its privacy and security. So if you're mega rich and you want to hide money, you apparently go to a Swiss bank to get that taken care of. That's always a funny concept to me, to be mega rich and to think like, no, I don't. Not only am I mega rich, I want to hide how mega rich I am because I want to be as greedy and keep as much of it as I can. Because I guess you just find it offensive to have taxes, to have to pay taxes, probably. I'm sure all rich people look at their taxes. I'm sure when you have $1 million and you have to pay, I don't know, $200,000 or something as taxes, you look at that and you think like, woof. But it is ridiculous. Mass shooter, get those bubbles going. See there, that was a vertical spot. Those are tough to. In those cases, you just have to wait, right? Unless you have a bubble that'll line up with the end of the string or the end of the row. Pyramid. Oh wow. I do that a lot. Be prepared. I often get a really good bonus, and I just completely waste it because I was. See, that one turned out okay, but I really should have waited until the bubbles were aligned vertically on the far left end. Oh, something else. Yeah, they introduced new colors in every level. So here, well, not every level, but every tier, I guess, as you progress. Every set of levels introduces a new color, so they kind of complicate the rows. So here they introduced the color white. Before it was what? Blue, yellow, red, orange? Yeah, that was it. That was the first set of levels. Now they introduced white, and we're going to go through a few more before the end. Something that was nice to have in this game is sound. Not all the games have sound. Some of these mobile games, for whatever reason, memory or budget or both, they don't have sound. They're just completely silent. Or when they do have sound, it's like in a weird spot where you wonder, like, why would you just have sound there? But this game obviously has plentiful sound effects, and little musical flourishes and such. What is that one musical flourish? Oh wait, there's the fleur-de-lis. Oh, they rearranged the order of the bonuses at the bottom. That's weird. But yeah, that is a fleur-de-lis, that blue middle icon, and that's what that art on my video is. Just a little fancy cross. I know the fleur-de-lis best, probably all of us, because people have to stick them on top of their wrought iron fence. You know, like when you have like a fence and they have a row of like little fleur-de-lis along the top. I guess it's just a fancier spike, right? Because the whole idea with fences that have spikes on them is to dissuade people from trying to jump over because they'll fall on their ass on that spike, and that won't go well. So this is just like a fancier, I guess less hostile looking spike. Which again, I'm sure the French monarchy would have been all over that. Like, yeah, let's keep the commoners out by putting spikes on our fences so they don't want to jump over. And revolution all over us. No, that was gross. I apologize. Here's the end. Wild ball. Wild ball! Complete level. One combo. Yeah, combos. I think the combos will get you the bonuses. So again, I think that's when you just string together like a series, when you just get several shots in a row where each shot clears out some bubbles. I think that's when you get combos. I played through the whole game, I should know that, but I don't. I wrote walkthroughs for some of these games that I played just because I noticed nobody had bothered to write anything about them. So in addition to these videos, I've just been making sure they get added to like gamefaqs.com and then mobygames.com, you know, places that like should have info about any game ever. It just didn't. In one of the documents, or one of the things I've been doing is writing up these walkthroughs, but not for this game. Because as interesting as I do think the game is, there is no walkthrough for this. It is entirely skill-based, right? It's a game where I guess you could write up like a tips and tricks about, you know, how to best play. Maybe I'll do that, actually. I hadn't thought about that I can just write something a little lighter than a walkthrough, but in any case, even though it is level-based, and as far as I'm pretty sure that the track for each level is always the same, so you can eventually kind of strategize around a specific track design. But yeah, it wasn't easy to like write a linear progression of this, because it's more like, yeah, just get good. And like I said, I just decided I didn't want to get good enough to do a live playthrough of this. I just decided, no, I did it once. That's enough for me. Thank you. Because yeah, part of these videos for me is playing the game, documenting all I can about it, and then moving on. This is not a game I'm going to go back and play after I'm done with this whole project, I guess you can call this. Have you noticed if you can clear more than 3 at a time? I'm pretty sure you can. Like if there's a section of bubbles that's already 3, I wonder if that can even happen. Like if there's already 3, if you add a 4th, will it clear them out? But I'm pretty sure it does. It has to. Because I have noticed when you have like, say, 3 and 3, and you clear out like whatever color separates them, and then they get jammed together, then they get cleared out. Which I think is pretty standard match 3 puzzle design. Ooh, reverse, completely wasted that one bubble. Looking pretty good score-wise. This might be the run where I actually got a really high score and got on the scoreboard. Which, that's not a like online scoreboard, which these days it would always be online, right? Because you want to compare your score against others, but I think they just didn't have online capability for this game anyway, so there's a scoreboard, but it's just a scoreboard against yourself. Which I guess was like any video game back in the day, right? When there was a scoreboard, it was just like anybody playing the game on that console or on that device, it would be the only person contributing to the scores. Or like any old school arcade. But yeah, that never motivated me. I don't know. Getting a high score was never a big like deal for me personally. It's like, who cares? I'm not very competitive, as you can see. So, all right, we cleared out the first couple of levels of it, or stages, I guess. We cleared out 2 stages of this level. Look at these tracks, man. They get so wonky. I can tell you right now, looking at the end of this track, that track design on the far right is super familiar, because I think that's a tough one. Like, if you let the marbles get to the end of that track there, I can't even describe to you why, but it's just burned into my brain. That particular design, I think it's the fact that right before it reaches the portal at the end, there's like a brief little, I don't know, spur, I guess? It's that little spur that makes things tough. Again, why is it making that musical forest? What does that mean? It's not for clearing out. Oh, that's frustrating. Oh, 2 bad ones in a row. That's awful. That's awful. We hooked it up with some. Oh, getting close. Getting anxiety. I don't like this. Oof. No. Ooh. No. Oh. But again, you kind of... Sorry. You're just limited to what the colors they give you. So sometimes you're at the end, you're like, I just need a blue. Give me the blue. Where's the blue? And they will not give you the freaking blue. So again, that to me feels like the way they coded this, sometimes it's just designed to like withhold what you need. They're like, oh, you need a blue one? Well, we're not going to give you one because you need the blue one. And like I said, if you're just on the train for half an hour, you would complete a few levels, turn this off, and come back, and you wouldn't maybe notice those kinds of frustrations. But sitting and playing through as I did in an emulator, yes, in an emulator, I pirated, because nobody has this kind of device anymore, and even if I did, there's no way I'd be able to record it, which is the whole point of this. So, thank you. As always, to me, the real heroes in archiving these things is emulator developers, whoever got the ROM online many years ago. Thank you for that. But more importantly, the people who design and develop these emulators and expand upon them to just have as many games as possible playable on the emulator. Y'all are the heroes. Without you, game preservation would be in a super sad state of affairs. But this means at the very least you can still play these old games, even if it's not in their original context on a small flip phone or whatever. Pick it up. Color bomb. Yeah, that I would have gone for the yellows with that color bomb. I think there were more yellows. Blue, I guess that's fine. White feels like it should have been the more obvious choice. Whoa, good shot. Yeah, sometimes those angles, they get you. Like you're trying to go for, just this one marble or this one bubble, and you're just you're like a pixel off, and it sticks to the wrong spot, and you're effed. Oh, this is the final level of this, the final stage of this level. You know what? Is it possible that they're reusing the same tracks, but they just speed up the marbles on the tracks? Again, all these designs start to just blend together. They all look very similar to me. We've seen pieces of this track before. I don't know if it's this exact one. Might be a bit different. Man, I wonder what it takes to design a game like this. like I've worked in video games for a long time. I don't think I've ever worked on a game like this. Like I guess what you can call a pure puzzle game, right? A game, and this isn't quite puzzle. It's more dexterity based, I guess, right? It's more of an action game. But I guess it's somewhat of a puzzle game. But anyway, I wonder what it takes to make one, to think through it, and like, because I'm just not used to it. I've only worked on like more narrative focused games, and I'm not an engineer or or game designer, so I've never had to really think through the mechanics of this sort of stuff. Like, I wonder if there are people out there these days who are still... Actually, I know it's like this. There are so many games being developed nowadays. There's absolutely somebody who's just like, I just want to make a puzzle game. Like, they're thinking, I want to make the next Tetris, and something sort of that's pure puzzle, pure, like, you know, puzzle design, versus like trying to jam a story in there or make it more complex in terms of controls or any of that stuff. Ooh. That's bad. It's bad past me. What are you doing? See, like here, you're trying to catch up to the ones at the end, and as you're doing that, all the other ones are like making their way across, getting to you. Oh, got it. What else? What else? Pick that up. Bit of a breather. That's always what the stop one lets you do. Is just kind of take a moment to be like, okay, what are we doing? Without seeing the inevitable ticking of the track's clock as they move toward you. What are you doing? Pick up that fleur-de-lis. That's a big tip for anyone who chooses to play this on their own. Man, just you really, I guess it depends on how close you are to the portal at the end, but you really want to pick up the bonuses. They just make your life a lot easier. See, like right there, I was going for those two reds and I missed it completely. I like the sound effects too, actually. I like that explosion. I guess that's a really... Again, that kind of lends to the idea that this is more of an action game, right? That they have these explosions that pop off every time you do the thing. That's an aspect of video games that I hadn't really thought of until really recently, because I just learned about the idea of... what do they call it? Squishiness? No, not squishiness. The idea that all these little flourishes, like the sound effects, the little animations and pops, and like those little visual bits when they blow up, all that stuff does so much to add to a video game, right? Like, it makes it just more visually interesting, and I don't know. That does something to our brains that just makes us feel like more accomplished or more satisfied with the experience. When you have little like pops and explosions and things moving, it just feels a lot better. What I do work on a lot, which has the term puzzles in it, is adventure games. The company I work for, we make a lot of games that have adventure game ideas and design. And those games have a lot of what they call puzzles, which I guess they are, right? In that there is a series of events that have a defined conclusion or solution to it. And you're supposed to follow the steps to get to that solution. And it is a puzzle. It's just a very precisely defined puzzle that has one solution. Or sometimes multiple, but most of the time it's just the one solution. But that's the context I'm more familiar with in terms of puzzles and puzzle design. Hey, we made it. We're in level 3. The funniest part to me, which is that the next few stages are all located, apparently, in the English Channel. Oh, I guess you can figure like you're on a boat. Right, this applicant to the Prior of Sion is on a boat. Hey, there you go. Three red, 3 orange. So there you go. They do serve them up already in a group of 3. So you round it up to 4. But anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We're on a boat crossing the English Channel. We are climbing the echelons of this organization. Which, let's be real, if this were real, you wouldn't have to solve puzzles, you'd just be paying money. They'd be like, yeah, sure. If you pay 10,000, you get to reach, you know, escalation 1 or whatever. Pay 50,000, you reach escalation 2, etc., etc. Pretty classic cult stuff. Pick it up. Pick it up. I didn't. Oh, no. I mean, I already collected it in the row there, but always collect the bonuses, even if... Because they will always grant a reprieve or some nice help. So here you have to wait for that blue one, and it's just... Sometimes it's interminable, right? It'll be like a second or two, but in the grand scheme of trying to complete the level, you're just like, oh, come on, hurry up. I gotta go, hurry up. Oh, there we go. New color introduced. New color dropped. We got green. Cryptex complete. What did that do? Did you observe? I think it was an extra line. Oh man, I'm still not at the score that I got onto the scoreboard, apparently. I haven't seen, at least I don't think it happened yet. Who knows? This is all flying by very quick. Lime green, that's a choice. But I guess the whole idea here is you want these colors to be very different from each other, so. Although I bet if you're colorblind, that lime green and that yellow are a little too close. Like you'd probably just, the two of them would look identical to somebody with some kind of color blindness. Nose itch. We're getting there though. I think we're over halfway. Let me see. Oh, no, we're not over halfway. I wonder how many people do this. You might know. Like how many people commentate puzzle games? Like how many people are playing Tetris and commenting? And you know, I'm talking about like full playthrough commentary of a play. Oh, I guess Tetris is... No, Tetris wouldn't count because it ends. At least I think it does. Maybe the newer Tetris is whatever... Oh, what is the new one called? You know the fancy new Tetris with the big 3D environments and fireworks and stuff. Maybe that one has an ending, like a defined set of levels, but I know early Tetris just kind of goes on forever. Colorblind. Alright. I should have used that on blue. Oh, there it is. I had to turn off my heater so you wouldn't hear it on the microphone, but oh boy, it is getting chilly willy. I'm recording this in January, which, you know, I live in California. It's not too bad out here, but it does still get kind of cold. And I think we're going through a particular cold snap in California, so it's colder than usual. And I'm shivering, but there you go. That's the sacrifice you make for the content, right? Do it for the content. Hey, look at this track. It has a couple of funky looking legs. It's interesting that you can see how they make these tracks. Like, if you pay attention, you can see the seams where each piece of the track, I guess, just kind of gets dropped in. So it seems like they have like quadrants. Like maybe they have. That looks like it's 4 quadrants. So each quarter of the map or of the track here is a different piece, and I'm sure they just designed a bunch of pieces, and then they just slot them in accordingly. And even randomly, because I don't know if I show this in the playthrough, but there is also a random track mode, basically, where they just kind of randomly assemble different pieces, and then you're supposed to go through and complete the random levels. But like I said, for the story mode, what this is, the tracks for each stage are always the same. They don't change. Oh man, you can see how the adding colors just complicates things, because now you have all these randos showing up. You'll have like the one red right there, and then they won't give you reds for a while. Watch. you're just going to be sitting there like waiting for that. There it goes. Finally. Now there's one blue, and they're going to withhold the blues for a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Stop. These symbols are all apparently very meaningful to the fictional job of symbologist. That's what the main character of the Da Vinci Code, Robert Langdon, is. He's what they call a symbologist. Well, no, he's a professor at Harvard. So he's just some, elbow patch, blazer, Harvard guy. But what he does is he analyzes symbols and kind of explains their context historically and their meaning and what they meant then versus what they mean now. Like the swastika is is the example they always use in the Da Vinci Code tellings. Like every version of it has a scene where he asks students like, look at this swastika, what is that? And everyone's like, oh, it's the Nazis, it's Hitler. But then they reveal that it's actually a symbol, a Hindu symbol, originally. And then the Nazis kind of took it and warped it into something gross and awful. But yeah, so anyway, these symbols here have meaning, at least in the Da Vinci Code. Like the fleur-de-lis, like I said, has some meaning to this organization, the Priory of Sion. Pyramids apparently are a symbol of like Freemasons or something, some ancient group was big into pyramids. I guess they're called the Egyptians. They were kind of into that stuff. And not just them, a lot of people, right? Like in the Americas, there were pyramids too. So a lot of people seem to be into pyramids. I guess they think that the shape has some power or something. There's a whole Mythbusters episode about that. The power of pyramids. The rose is significant in the Da Vinci Code because there's I guess you can call it a location called the rose line. The rose is a meaningful symbol for them. The arrow, I mean, we all know arrows. Arrows mean that way. Somehow that arrow means reverse. I guess that's what video games is though, right? Like, video games is about us as the player, we as the players, playing a game and deciphering, like, what are they trying to tell me with all these symbols in the UI and in the worlds and everything. So as video game players, we're all super used to that anyway. And then what's that last symbol again? Oh, the chalice. The chalice is meaningful because, spoiler, the whole point of the Da Vinci Code is that they're looking for the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail in this story is not necessarily the cup of Christ. Right? That's what we learned from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. At least that's how I learned about that, is that there was, Jesus drank from a cup at the Last Supper, and people decided, like, oh, that thing has some kind of power, right? But no, in the Da Vinci Code, the chalice has a different meaning. Should I spoil it? Nah, not yet. We're gonna be, like I said, there are 5 Da Vinci Code games, and this is the first of those playthroughs. So I'll be talking on these topics again and again and again as I go through these games. So we'll talk about the chalice more later on. I've not been paying attention. This stage is almost done. That's good. I'm trying to remember the feelings of frustration with the difficulty, but I feel like it wasn't quite hitting here. I think it hits a little bit later on. That score is getting pretty high. This might be the run where I finally hit the score button. We'll see. 34K. All right, I think now we're back on the mainland in England. Here goes what to me looks like the eagle track design. This looks like the eagle to me, right? The tail on the left, the wing at the top, the beak, giant beak. Right, what is it? There you go. Hungry eagle. Man, this does motivate me to replay Zuma Deluxe on Xbox 360, because like I said, I never finished it. And it's similar in that it has like a life-based, system. Like, you have a set number of lives and you can lose them, and you'll have continues, and if you lose a continue, you have to go way back and start over. This game is similar, I should say. If you lose all your lives, I believe they send you back to the beginning. Oh wait, do they? No, I'll take that back. No, they don't. If you lose all your lives, you just lose your score. But you resume from the same stage where you left off. I think. I hope. If they reset you back to like the beginning of the level or something, that would suck. There goes the cross. Hey, look at that. The cross isn't even part of the... Oh, wow. I did say earlier the cryptex isn't even part of the game, but obviously that thing at the bottom is a cryptex. And when you complete it, it does say cryptex complete, so mea culpa. There is a cryptex within the game. But yeah, that cross isn't even part of the lineup here. That's interesting. I just hadn't observed that before. That the cross doesn't count. The pentagram sure does. Oh, wait. Oh, no, look at that. The pentagram's not part of it either. So it seems like every stage they just randomly select a set of symbols out of like, I mean, that means there are at least 7 bonuses, right? Because there's these 5 on the screen, and then the 2 we just saw were the cross and the pentagram, so there's at least 7. And I'm sure this was all explained in that help dialogue, help text that I sped through in the beginning of the video, but yeah, we were not reading, or I was not. In fact, I think even when I did just play through on my own, I don't think I recorded it because I wanted to capture it, but I don't think I read it. It happens sometimes. If you get a bunch of if you complete a bunch of rows in a row, it just goes do 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 do. That's what the sound effects are. Each sound effect aligns with a specific color of the new colors. So like white, green, and whatever the next color is, they each have their own sound effect. Just to help you identify, with sound what we've just completed. Hey, there you go. They hooked us up here. So they do that. Like if you're at the very end and you're about to reach the portal, they will give you the colors you need, but like right at the very end. And it'll depend on how many other colors are on the field, right? Because if there's only 2 colors on the field, that means they're only going to give you those 2, because they're not going to give you a color you don't need anymore. So it just depends on that too. So the more colors you can completely remove from the field early on, the easier it gets at the end when you're trying to get those rows filled out. Man, I keep wandering. I keep observing that I'm like inching this way, and I'm like, oh, that's correct. Which makes it tough to record sometimes. Like when you look at a lot of people who make videos, they have their mic on the desk, and they're always like, hey everybody, we're going to talk about this game now. I don't have that because I move around a lot. I am fidgety. I cannot, or I do not want to sit still at a microphone, just like right next to it. So I have a mic strapped right there. The Iron Man chest mic. Just makes it a lot easier. All right, almost done with this one. That's the last wave coming up. Oh, don't save it. See, that was a good lightning, or a good use of the lightning. Because again, your instinct sometimes is just to immediately use the bonus ball, whatever it is. But you want to like take a moment, look at the field, and decide, okay, this lightning is best used in this spot, etc. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think I can write up some kind of guide to this. Something that'll just make it easier to, or just something that explains these tips and tricks that one learns along the way. Not that I think anybody else, anywhere, is gonna, I think people might play this game. You might get curious, you're watching this, you might decide to play it yourself. But I think more likely is people will watch a bit of the video and nobody will want to play through the whole game. Because this kind of game in particular, I feel like you have so many other options for playing something like this these days. Like in a browser, right? Like as I was researching bubble shooters, the first thing I found was like a site that just has bubble shooters that are playable. So you would just go and play that. You wouldn't play this. Although they are different. The bubble shooter I saw, it's not like moving bubbles on a track like this. It's like a field of them It's more like Breakout, I guess. You're at the bottom and you're trying to clear out the field of bubbles as they kind of like move their way down. A little bit more like Space Invaders or something. So there are variations on the bubble shooter that are different from this. Like this one, where this style where they're all kind of moving along a track, is maybe a little more unique. Again, to games like Zuma and Luxor. Pick it up. Oh, ooh. Too eager on that yellow. One orange. Son of a wiener. I said sometimes you shouldn't fire right away, but then sometimes you're in the situation like this, and any special ball you get has to go toward... Oh, I lost this one. No way. No way. I mean, it went into the portal, didn't it? I'm pretty sure that we all saw the same thing. That marble at the end definitely dipped into the portal and then got pulled back when they cleared a row. So yeah, sometimes you just have these like real super close calls, and yeah. See that one? That was me again trying to get rid of a bubble that I didn't need. I feel like I keep saying bubble, marble, ball, whatever. You know what I mean? All the same. I wonder if anyone straight up designs marble games, right? Like a field in which you shoot marbles. I wonder if that's just a video game that somebody really wants to make, or some version of that experience. All right, that's looking good. How far? But look at that, not even halfway through the waves. That was a waste of a green. Don't waste the blue. There we go. How far are we here? All right, now we're about halfway. Man, seeing the track get tiled in the background there. I studied graphic design. Anytime I had to tile an image, it was super annoying. And you can see there, it doesn't quite line up. Like if you look at the bottom right tile of the track, you can see it doesn't perfectly line up with the one above it. And that kind of stuff bugs the heck out of me. So as a graphic designer, I sometimes had to deal with like tiling images. It was annoying. But it's good enough. Let's just check to see if audio is still recording here. 1 second. Oh. Yeah, still going. Still looking bueno. Alright, do it. Ugh, one green way at the end. Why would you even give me that right here? Ooh, that. See, yeah, that blue one felt lucky. Like I felt like that should have been missed. Nope, yellow. What are you doing? A little bit of help there. That's good. Yeah, this stage doesn't look too tough. I think I do remember that the first stage of each level would be a little bit easier than the later ones. Like they start you off with an easier track. The speed of the bubbles is a little slower. White, what are you doing? Oh. Nope, missed the chalice. No red. Yeah, see, look at that. They're just gonna withhold. God. Finally. Jeez. Oh, yellow. Obviously. Blue. Very good. Oh, there you go. Sometimes you get lucky and they just give you exactly what you need. bit annoyed with the fireball's range. Like, the sphere of explosion, I think should have been bigger. But, yeah. I'm sure that would make it too easy. Tokens, oh, they call them tokens. Oh, here you go. We're at the Senechaux level 4. Senechaux is the final level, right? When you're a Senechaux, you're in this organization, so... Oh, wow, this guy wants... Oh, no. Because after Temple Church, we still have to get to the Westminster Abbey, so... So, no, we are in level 4. It'll be a bunch of tough stages. Which, by the way, we still have so much time to go. But that goes to show how long the final stages and levels are then. Jeez. Because there's only 4 left. 4 or 5. So, they just get real... They got drawn out, apparently. Oh, there goes that new color. Purple. Purple is the final one. I think. There might be one at the final level. But yeah, in terms of this organization's structure, once you're a Senechaux, I think you're in. You're like one of the top five cult folks, or secret society folks. Oh, what? I didn't even notice whatever he just cleared out, so I cleared out. He is me. This is me watching past me, commented by future me, or present me. Lightning. Oh, vertical. That was okay. I think I should have gone a bit further to the left there, but that's fine. Oh, look at that score. I think I did leave in this recording me getting to the score screen. So again, I think we'll get there. I think there will be you'll be able to see what that's all about at some point. Yellow, blue. That's fine too. Fireball. Okay. See, what was that sound? I don't know. Ooh. I think I was just not paying attention to that bonus when it fell out. Have we gotten rid of any color? No. There's like 1 white one and 2 orange. Oh, right there. Do it. Blue. Oh, we can get rid of blue right now. That's good. See ya. A lot of red. Or at least a couple of good opportunities for clearing out some red. I think we'll get one soon. Ooh, that worked out well. That's another part of this thing, is like, I think someone with a better eye, or just more playing the game, you would be able to see opportunities where you can see like, okay, if I clear out this middle section, there's like, 3 greens on this side, 3 greens on that side, and if I clear out the middle, they'll join up and clear out even more. And I feel like someone with more skill at this sort of thing would be able to identify that. But I think I'm too in the moments, right? Too much in the immediate need of what am I trying to accomplish here? What do we need to do? So I'll miss these opportunities for more strategizing or more strategic maneuvers. Yeah, I see those white ones right there. And I missed it. Wow. That would have been really frustrating moments to play through. Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was good. How far are we? Oh man, that's at least 2 more waves, maybe? Yeah, these stages are getting super long. Oh, that blue could have gone over there. But yeah, again, when you have some marble or bubbles at the end like this, you focus more on what's at the end. Good. You can see there they'll just hot swap the color. Again, I think I mentioned this before. They'll hot swap the colors you have based on just the state of the map or of the track and what's out there. Sometimes like you'll have one color, and you're about to shoot it, and they'll hot swap right before you shoot the bubble out, and then suddenly you'll shoot out a color you didn't mean to. It's annoying. I just realized the reticle kind of looks like a bow, doesn't it? Like a bow and arrow, yeah? It's like you have a bow prepped and then you... That's cool. That's some good UI, I think. We watched the credits earlier, so you can just go back and watch who the designers and everyone was, which I really appreciate. I think, I think at this point, this is 2006. At this point, we would have been past the point in history where we weren't not crediting people. So it's just nice, right? To see a game that, I don't know, I wouldn't call it simple. I'm sure this was, like any video game, it takes a lot of work and effort to make them. But sometimes I guess it's surprising and cool that they were like, no, even for this game's absolutely going to have a credits section. We're going to give everyone the credit on this project. And that's great. And I, made sure these people got onto Moby Games because I don't know. I'm somebody who obviously is methodical, as evidenced by me playing like every particular game in a dumb series like this. But and that's what a database is, right? It's just you gathering a bunch of data methodically and sort of step by step. So being able to go through all these games and make sure all the credits for the games are in like Moby Games, that's cool. Because I do think people, we should know who worked on stuff. I've felt that way since like the beginning of my career. Like, put your name on your stuff. Like people should know what you've done, and people in the future should be able to kind of look up your name and see what you did. Which I guess, that's just being a human being, I guess. You want your name to carry into the future in some form. So there we go. Thanks Video Game Credits for that. That score is getting high. Look at that, right on the 80K. This is definitely the run where I hit the high scoreboard. So we're going to get there soon. Did you notice what stage this is? I think this is stage 2 of the level. Pretty sure. So many successful runs are just pure luck. Like I said, sometimes you want to strategize the way you use the bonus balls and how you clear things out, but sometimes it's just luck, right? Like you clear out one group, and then you just sort of by luck you have 2 other groups that clear themselves out in the chaos. That's always nice. Never underestimate luck. So much of success is just like getting lucky. You got lucky. No way. Wow. I mean, geez. I know that this is going to be a successful run because when I pieced together this playthrough, I just picked out the successful level runs and put them in there, so I know it'll complete. But yeah, some of these close calls are still a bit not aggravating. They still get the heart palpitating. There you go. 2 orange, and that's what they give you. Come on, 2 green. Like, what's there a lot of, or what is there a lot of? There's a lot of purple, white. Yeah, there we go. Purple and see, there you go. And that blue got cleared out as a result of that. That was luck. I wonder if they made they must have. There has to be a flip phone mobile version of this game, or more broadly, you can describe it as a Java phone version, because that's what this game is based on. It's built on Java, because Java was what they were using for mobile phone operating systems. Not all of them, but most popular phones of the flip phone era were based on the Java operating system. Was it an OS? It's called like J2ME. I think it's just a Java-based thing. And that's what this is as well. And it's great because that means that pretty much any game of that era, the ROM for the game, if you go to like a ROM site and download them, they're all jar files, JAR. And a jar file is just a Java file. So you find yourself like a real simple, emulator for this, and you can just very easily fire it up. And they're all compatible. Which is not always the case. Some mobile games are based on different operating systems, like the Symbian operating system, which one of the games I'm going to play is based on that. And I got lucky in that it was compatible with the emulator that is available out there, but like that operating system just is not as popular, the Symbian, which means that the emulator effort is just it's not quite as matured as it is for the Java-based games and emulators. So I got lucky, and that game is compatible, but like so many games are not, right? Like, so there's some game out there that somebody loves that was released on the Symbian OS, and they just can't play it yet, unless you have the original device. But then if you wanted to make a video of it, how would you? I guess you could physically like place a camera on the screen and do it that way, but because it's a phone that you have to like grip and press buttons on and stuff, that feels like it would be super complicated to try to record. But yeah, that's something I had to worry about this time. Pick it up. Fast shooter, I don't know, it's still my least favorite of the bonuses. I don't think it's that, it can be helpful, but it's not as vital as some of the other bonuses. Like here, I'd love to have the color clearing bonus so that I could get rid of all the yellow or all the orange or whatever. That'd be a lot more useful. Or the reverse. Reverse is always nice. Oh man, this is getting close. Are we at the end? No, there's another wave. Probably. Man, I should have worn a sweater. It's getting real chilly willy up in here. Grab it. See, fireball's alright. Just a big explosion is always fun. Blow shit up. Look at that, 1 life remaining. That's that number in the bottom left corner there. But again, that high score keeps building up, so I imagine we're going to get to the scoreboard in the next couple of stages. Looking good on colors here, too. This is the final wave. No more purples, no more... what else? I think that's it. In terms of getting rid of colors. Oh. Bye-bye yellow, bye-bye blue. Go in reverse. Get out of here. Good. Oh. See, sometimes you get overzealous with those shots, man. You're off your mark. But I mean, 2 colors left. That's not a big deal. 93,620. That's pretty good. Streak of 5. Almost there. Oh, you know what? This might be the one I lose. Based on that scoring. I think this might be the one where I'm gonna fail it again. We'll see. Yeah, so again, those tracks are not looking that much more complicated than the early ones. I really think it's just the speed. I think they really bump up the speed and they are just pushing the bubbles to the end much more quickly. And that's what's making these later stages much more challenging. Ooh, what color are we going to get rid of? Orange? I mean, it looks like it got rid of a big chunk, but... red. Thank you. This also just reminds me of paintball. If y'all... I don't know know if people play paintball as much anymore, but it was cool for a while in the aughts, late 90s. I played it. I think it was probably popularized by King of the Hill. They have an episode where Hank and the gang go to a paintball field, and some teenage punks kind of school them on paintball, and they feel old because of that. But eventually they win because they're the main characters. But yeah, paintball. Paintballs are like this. They're smallish, about the size of a thumb or smaller. They're very glossy, just like this. They look like marbles, basically, big marbles. And it's just a plastic capsule sphere that has paint inside of it. And the idea is yeah, there you go. That was the one. What's my final score? Oh, I had another. That's why the video is slightly longer than I expected, because it looks like in this stage, it's not going to go well. So we're watching some failure here. But yeah, like I was saying, paintballs get shot out of a gas-propelled gun. It's like carbon dioxide, CO2. It's just a gas pressure gun, right? The gas kind of shoots out, and the paintball is in the chamber, and it shoots the pellet out. And it's going fast enough that when it hits you, it sure does smart, and it leaves a bruise or a welt in the spot where you got hit. So it's a painful sport. You know how it is, man. You know how it is with sports. You just you gotta give it your all and take the pain and play through it. I feel like these days what people play is airsoft. Like, again, air pressure guns, but the idea is that they look real, like they look like a real gun. It just has a little orange tip on the barrel, so it doesn't look like an actual gun and you don't get shot by the cops. But I think that's what people play now. They have these like replica airsoft guns that shoot smaller pellets, plastic pellets. And it's weird because how do you play that as a game, right? Like if you shoot someone with a plastic pellet and there's no evidence of having been hit, like what are you doing? How do you know you've been shot? How does anyone know that or keep score? So it doesn't make sense to me. Paintballs, the whole point is that the paint hits you and you get marked, and then that's the evidence that you've been shot. Yeah, I think this is the run where it all. Well, no, it all fell apart many times during my playthrough. I forget how many exact hours it is, but we are talking. Again, we're talking days. I had multiple sessions across several days before I finally finished the game. Hey, look at that! We made it through that wave. Or did we? No, I failed. Wow. Yeah, I recorded several failures here in the interest of, again, kind of recording the score and being a little more comprehensive with this playthrough. But we're almost to the end. I can see the minutes ticking down here. And again, it's close to the end. So after this stage, there's probably what, 1, 2 or 3, something like that. Get out of here, yellow. Pick it up. What's red? Red? See, there you go. Our wave, my experienced brain is now aligning with past me here. Like as you get more experience, you kind of tune into like, all right, what are the best decisions here to help me? Well, since I'm about to fail this one, I guess it ultimately didn't pay off. But still, you always give it your all. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, etc., etc. Sports wisdom. Oh man, I wonder if there's a segment of YouTube that's people commenting on a game of an actual sport being played. Like a football game or baseball or whatever, and somebody's there with the camera and they're just commenting their way through it. Is that a thing? sound off in the comments if that's a thing, because I think that's got to be it. This is it. Nope, nope, you're not going to make it. It's over. There it is. The inevitable demise. Yeah, heck yeah, it qualifies. That was over 100,000. So let's put in those initials. VIC is me. And there you go. I got on there a few times, but this is the score that got me the top spot. So I felt it was worth. Hey, there you go. That shows you that even if you lose all your lives, you will just go back to the same stage just without your score. But there you go. I thought it was worth keeping that whole bit, just to have a bit of authentic playthrough-ness in this video. But now, enough of that business. Let's just wrap up these playthroughs and wrap up the whole video. Let's go move on. This is another one of those where I look at the final segment of the track and I realize, like, no, that's not enough. Or maybe it's not the yeah, you know what? I'm wrong. It's not the final segment that gives me the chills. It's the top right tile of the track. That long bit that takes you to the middle, that's not enough track. Whereas if you look at the top left corner, you can see how many winding turns it has before it kind of progresses. And I guess that's more helpful than that big piece in the top right. Because then the marbles just are going to move through the top right more quickly. And again, the whole idea here is to slow things down, get as much time as you can. Ooh, that was an explosion. You just want as much time as possible before they... No way. Ooh. Lightning. Who did we say was the dev for this? Sandcastle Studios, right? Is that what we said? Yeah, it is. This is not the last time they're going to pop up in these Da Vinci Code playthroughs. They developed another game that's going to pop up later called, which one did they make? The Quest Begins. So they made this puzzle game, and they also made a story-based adventure game. So they'll come back later. That one will be a live playthrough. Like, I'm only doing this pre-recorded kind of, I guess you can call them this is a watch through. I'm watching myself play. But I mainly did this only for some of the puzzle games like this that, again, if I tried to do a live playthrough, I'd end up failing so many times. Like, it's not worth watching that many fails. And again, I'm kind of surprised I kept all the fails I did in this one. That lead up to the high score, I guess I felt it was worth some attention. Me. Watch me play this game. Watch me talk about this game played by me. I think though I'm also going to post basically this same playthrough without commentary, just like to give people the option of, like, if you don't want to listen to me jabber on for over an hour, you'll have the option to just zip through like no commentary playthrough to get that experience. Although again, none of this is the real experience. If you want the real experience, you have to get the ROM loaded onto a phone of this era somehow. I don't know how. And then you have the genuine experience. This one's... How far are we here? I'm looking at the track in the top left corner. It's pretty good. Just looking at the time. It's early in the morning. That's not how that goes. How's it go? Early in the morning. Nice. Getting that follow-up purple cleared after the blue or whatever color it was. That was good. That was good strategizing, which I would hope at this point I was doing a little more strategery. Like, putting a little more effort into, like, thinking about, what do I want to do here? What's the optimal move? So like here again, setting up. Oh no, I got rid of the blue ones. I thought I was setting up another double clear, but apparently not. The strategy here is like hurry your ass up and clear out what's in front as soon as possible. Ooh, color. That was a waste. I could tell immediately that was a bad move. There were other colors that would have been better to get rid of. And this is the final wave. This is definitely it. Ooh, some really nice setups for the purples and the greens. What else? A couple of whites. So yeah, actually that's a big part of the setup when you start the stages, is setting up as many pairs as possible, right? Like you're gonna get a lot of singles next to each other, so you just start setting up those pairs so that as they move along further in the track, so later you just have a lot of pairs that are just ready to go. So as you get each color, you clear out each pair, like I've been doing here, and it works out pretty well in the end. All right, this is it. Finally. Because I think we've been stuck in this stage for a while now, right? If it's the one I'm thinking of. Maybe it's not. Okay. That was 4-2. Now we're on to 4-3. Penultimate. I think that, yeah, this is the penultimate stage. Ooh, good shot with the blue there. Ooh, orange. There's a green up top. Let's see if he goes for it, or if I go for it. The orange! Or, that green is fine, I guess, but... in the moment, I was like, oh, there's an orange. Go for it. I think my commentary, my notes for all these games were, the puzzle games, were that they are enjoyable and challenging, but playing several of these types of games in a row was a little tedious. And probably which is what's going to happen in these playthroughs, right? I'm going to be going through several puzzle games in a row. But I think it just accesses a part of the brain that I find to be a little tiresome eventually. It's just like, oh man, it's just because you're actively working your brain as you're playing this stuff, right? Some video games, they might be challenging in terms of like, oh, there's a bunch of enemies to clear out or whatever, but they're not taxing your brain the way that a puzzle game is taxing your brain. Like here, you're constantly like kind of darting around, looking for like, all right, what do I do? What do I clear out? How do I do this? I was checking like, wait a minute, did I set up the background right here? Yeah, looks fine. It's fine. It's over an hour into this thing, so it's fine no matter what. It is what it is. I'll fix it in post. There you go. That's the video maker's mantra, I feel like, right? Just fix it in post, whatever. Fix it later. Fix it in the edit. Wild ball. Grab it. Ooh, that's moving quick. It's moving really quick. Hold on, I'm checking my notes. Random commentary about the Vinci Code game for PC that somebody wrote. This game was a great family bonding experience. Oh wow. Completely not this Vinci Code game, a different one, but that's a funny little note. Or maybe this is too. Maybe you're sitting there with your family, together, enjoying this wonderful playthrough and commentary, bonding over the shared experience of watching the Da Vinci Code Helix being played. If so, man, you have a really strong family. If you can sit there together for all this and bond over this experience. But there you go. Again, setting up those pairs. Those two. That yellow is worrisome. When is that yellow going to go away? There it is. Dang, that was a lot. Ooh, good color clearance too. Oh. Yeah, sometimes that time stop thing doesn't really, it just pauses in a bad place and you just can't do anything. You have to wait for it. Doing pretty well though. Over halfway and pretty caught up. That yellow could go to the tail there, but I guess I'm not thinking about that at the moment. Oof. Oh no. Ooh, that was a bad blue miss with the blue there. Went a little too far to the edge. Oh, nice. This looks okay. Mostly pairs. Oh, complete waste of the lightning, of course. I think what happens every time that happens, I think it's because I'm not paying attention. I'm just trying to get through the bubbles as quickly as I can, and I don't realize what bonus I have equipped, or that I even have a bonus equipped. I'll just end up wasting it. Almost. Drop that. Boom, boom. Nope, or not. Okay. Unrelated aside, but didn't GoldenEye have a paintball mode? Pretty sure it did. Where you'd shoot, a gun, and instead of a concrete damage decal, it would paste a decal of just a splotch of paint or something. Pretty sure it did have that. Oh, is this it? Yeah, there's no way there can be another wave after this, right? No, I'm wrong. They might do another wave. We'll see. Oh, or not. No, this is it. This has to be it. There's no more space on that progress bar at the top. Ooh, that was quick on the red there. I feel like it just seemed like I was gonna miss it. I was gonna miss it, but yeah, sure. Ooh, that yellow was bad. That was bad. That was no bueno. So again, now it's just frantically trying to. Oh, that was ooh. Again, got lucky, but that was going real bad. Oh, they do call these levels. So their terminology is confusing to me, because then they call this a level too. Anyway, level 5. We are. Oh, we made it. We're the Grandmaster now. Across the centuries, you're the greatest. Blah blah blah. You're the best that ever was. I want to be the very best. The best that ever was, right? That's how it goes. That's what this is. This is Pokemon with marbles. This is it though. This is the final stage. I'll keep calling them stages. Oh, they do introduce a new color in the final stage. That black bubble. The bubble of doom. Again, if you're off by a pixel, it just ends up in the wrong spot. So you have to be real careful. Real careful about those bubbles. Okay, the black bubbles are definitely triggering some memories of being stuck in this final stage for a very long time. So it's not immediately apparent why it's going to be as tough as it is. But, and obviously this is because I chopped out all the failures. It's going to be, I'm going to complete this level in this run. But I assure you, this was a very frustrating final stage. I was stuck here for a very long time. And it's, I think they just moved really quickly. But also I appreciate that the final stage here is a symmetrical, I mean, it looks more like a clover to me, but maybe it's meant to be like the fleur-de-lis or something. I don't know. Well, in any case, I appreciate the symmetry of this final design. What was that? Purple? Was that purple's sound effect? I think so. All right. There you go. Bring it on home. Ooh, double. But yeah, that's totally it. It's just the fact that they move really quickly in this final stage. We'll see how quickly they get to the end here. Because they usually slow down as you near the final, or the portal. Oh, purple. Black. Don't wait. Oh, I didn't even notice that color, whatever it was. I feel like I haven't seen a speed ball in a while. Or speed shot, whatever it's called. Ooh, reverse, that's always a good one. White, right there. Another one. Orange, yep. Blue and yellow are useless right now. Ooh, there's... Yeah, see? I had the exact same reaction that got me in trouble right there, where I was like, ooh, there's some purples, but I didn't quite make it before the whole string got around the curve there. Oh, purple. Yep. Yellow? I guess I'd wait for yellow here. Or, see, sometimes you get rid of colors and they just give you the same one again. Ooh, that was good though. That was a good series of completions. Oh, lightning. All right. Can you hear a vacuum right now? I hear a vacuum next door. I hope it's not coming through on the microphone. Right. Blue, very good. Green, oh, green and black. Ooh, that was a really good... I don't know what happened with that lightning there, but it cleared out a whole bunch. And we're past halfway, so it's looking good. Ooh. Anytime you split up, you know, like you have those singles, it's just really frustrating. Although this looks fine. Yeah, there you go. It worked out. And then we have a couple of bonuses, right? Oh, just one. Oh, very nice. Okay. Right there. Good. Do it. White. Boom. It's like that joke on The Simpsons with hitting the green lights. Boom. Yes. Go. Yeah. Great. Wonderful. All right, here we go. Is this the final stretch? No, there's going to be one more wave after this. That's too much unfilled progress bar at the top. So I think we'll do one more. It's getting there though. All right. Okay. All right. Oof, it's getting close to the finale. What are you doing? Oh, I guess I was hoping to get something else. Oh, there goes that final wave. Ooh, what is that? Stop. Right there. Okay. Alright. Purple. Black. Red. Or not. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright. What are you doing? I was eyeballing that red at the front of the line there. I wasn't going for it. Ooh, nice. Threading the needle with that black or bubble there. And this is it. However it's going to go, this is the final set of bubbles. And completed the trick. Oh. That was a really good and lucky final bonus there. And not even the final bonus. I got another one. Green over there. Green over there. Black, orange, black. Boom. That's it. If you are reading this, my time in this world has come to an end, but my heart is filled with joy in the knowledge that I couldn't think of a better successor to possess the secrets of the Priory of Sion. You have completed all the challenges presented to you, and for a final reward, I have unlocked the secret vault for additional puzzles for you to enjoy. This is where it introduces a random game, which I'm not going to do. And that's it for this game, the Da Vinci Code Helix. Like I said, it's one of 5 Da Vinci Code games and one of 4 Da Vinci Code mobile games. So we'll be doing a lot more than this. There's a final look at the score. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one.